We're good.
Okay.
Julio. Okay.
All right, stand by.
All right.
Welcome to Bloomers in the Garden. I'm Len Schroeder.
And I'm Julio Zamora.
Hey, the weather has broken.
Yay.
It's time to get outside and whip that yard into shape. We're going to tell you the one thing that you should do first before anything else.
It's time for crabgrass control, but which one?
Ooh.
We'll give you a primer so you make the right choice for your lawn.
Stop. Don't put that mulch down yet. There are a few things you can do to keep your landscape weed-free for the entire season.
At Bloomers, we just got in our hardy camellias.
Beautiful.
Yes. We're going to talk about these stunning, fabulous flowering shrubs.
And finally, we have a world-renowned plantsman working the phone lines for Bloomers in the Garden. A caller called in last week, and Alan Armitage gave her the solution.
Wow.
As a special guest. It was great. Thank you, Dr. A.
Yes. So stay tuned, and we'll be back after this short break.
Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call us on the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. And if we use your question on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. 1880, and we'll see you in the garden.
Dreaming of a gorgeous garden? Give your azaleas, rhododendron, blueberries, and evergreens a powerful boost with the #1 acid-loving plant food, Espoma Organic Hollytone. Hollytone is a perfect blend of natural, long-lasting ingredients that nourish plants for stronger roots, faster growth, and bountiful blooms. Plus, it's easy to use and safe for people, pets, and planet. Visit espoma.com for a retailer near you and helpful gardening tips. Espoma, a natural in the garden since 1929. Bloomers in the Garden is brought to you each week by Bloomers Home and Garden Center. Bloomers is an award-winning garden center just 20 minutes from Philadelphia. Bloomers has been providing expert advice turning brown thumbs green for over 30 years. At Bloomers, we want you to ask us every question, even if you think it's silly. We share information in a friendly, non-judgmental way that is meant to teach and spread the joy of gardening. Visit Bloomers Home and Garden Center in Washington Township, Gloucester County. For directions, go to bloomers.com, and we'll see you in the garden. Well, Len, it's essential to know your lawn's pH, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Before you do anything, you know, the pH for a garden or for a lawn is going to be about the same. It's going to be about 6.5 to 7.
Right.
Okay, and on that scale, where naturally in our listening area here, it is naturally going to be acidic.
Right.
So you're going to want to raise that pH.
Wow. So it's usually that in most areas. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, whether you're in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, it doesn't really matter. North Jersey, New York, Delaware.
All right.
There aren't many areas until you get to like the western states that are actually alkaline, maybe Florida, things like that.
Oh, wow.
But in this area, it's just naturally acidic.
Oh, wow.
We don't even think about too where there is acid rain, where that messes with the pH, especially, you wouldn't think about it, but ponds,
right?
Like all of a sudden you'll wonder, why is my pH in my pond off? And it's because of acidic rain, acid rain.
So that can affect it. Wow.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Good to know.
That the trick is like Bloomers, if you want to come down to Bloomers, we'll do your soil test for free. It is a pH test, but you have to take the sample correctly.
Right.
I can remember, and I think you were there, we had a customer bring in like 30 little baggies.
That's right. It's not going to work.
No. You have to take a lot of samples, but then she was a little bit upset when I poured them all into one bag and mixed them all together because you have to get an average.
That's right.
You never know. You pick a spot, that may be where the dog always pees, and it's real acidic there, and it's throwing off your scale. Mm-hmm. So you have to get a lot of samples. You got to go below the thatch layer.
And what is that, Len?
The thatch layer. Okay, when a grass grows.
Okay.
You have the blade, and below that blade is where thatch collects as grass will die back and peel down, and that's the thatch layer.
So you want to go below that? Is that what you're
Below
saying?
that, you
Okay.
can't. You don't want that organic matter in your soil sample because it's not a true sample. So you want to go probably about anywhere between 3 to 6 inches below that.
Oh,
So
okay,
you're
that
getting
deep.
all soil.
Okay.
You don't want to get like any of that in a thatch layer.
Uh-huh.
It's important to have. Some people want to eliminate all of their thatch, but they shouldn't do that. Thatch is a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Yeah,
All
think of it as mulch for your grass plants.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it gets a little too thick. Every couple of years, maybe every third year, you want to thatch and get rid of it. But you don't want to have a thatch-free lawn.
Oh, okay.
You don't want that.
No.
It literally is like having mulch for your lawn.
Wow.
So
That's good.
Anyway, think of it that way.
So you got to be pretty consistent when you're going down deep. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, consistent, and then you have to take it from like all over your lawn.
One every
10
corner.
spots, 5 spots,
okay.
you're just take it from the middle. It doesn't really matter as long as you have a large enough selection to get an average of what your lawn is going to be, because there's going to be one soil test,
Okay.
not testing each areas, because you'll go crazy trying to figure it out. Well, over there, I'll put a little bit of extra lime here because it was a little more acidic here, and over here I don't need any lime. Lime doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Okay, lime.
Okay.
You're depending on what type you use, lime will your lawn will absorb as much lime as it needs.
Oh, I see.
So it brings it to 7.
Right.
And that's what you're shooting for.
Oh, okay. That's good. Good to know that.
Over liming, you're not going to overlime.
Not going to overline?
No.
Okay, that's good.
Nope.
Oof.
No. The same thing with your garden.
Uh-huh.
Again, I would keep that separate. Where you have your garden.
Right.
Take several samples of your garden
Different
soil.
spots, right?
Yeah, from all throughout your garden. Put it into one bag. Shake it all up.
Shake it all up.
Bring it to Bloomers or call your local garden center. Ask them if they'll do a soil test for you.
Right.
And you'll get the pH, and you'll know how you're supposed to.
So you're
how
only
supposed to treat
giving?
it.
Are you only giving just a little bit of soil? You're not like
Well,
giving
you
a
can
lot.
only use the probe that's used. They're only a small amount of soil,
Oh,
so
okay.
you're getting an average.
So you don't need to bring in like 10 pounds.
No, it's one of the large Ziploc bags is fine.
right.
Do not fill it.
Don't fill
But again, you're getting like a core sample from each area. I don't know. Half a cup from each spot is more than enough.
That's good.
So
Now, you were talking about lime, Len.
yeah,
There's different types.
there absolutely is.
And what's the differences?
There absolutely is. Okay, dolomitic limestone.
All right.
That is the original lime, and it is pulverized, or it's granular, or it's pelletized,
3 different types.
and it's really just the consistency.
Oh, okay.
The pelletized lime is really pulverized lime, just in a pelleted form.
Wow. That's confusing.
Are you confused?
Yes.
All right. Let's back
my
up.
goodness.
Dolomitic lime is just that. It's a mineral. It is broken up. It is a rock that is limestone pulverized to a point where it can go into your grass, and it needs to break down, and it takes a long time to work. You're liming with dolomitic limestone today, you won't get the benefits until next year.
Wow.
Because it needs to work itself into the soil. It needs to do its thing. It's not going to be fast.
So what you're saying is, if you put it in like today,
Right.
you can't do. It's not going to do anything until next year at this time.
That's right.
Wow.
So everybody think about that. If you haven't limed in a while, you're wasting more time. Think about it. If you would have limed last year, your lawn would be using that lime.
Yeah.
But that's for dolomitic limestone.
Okay.
Now, there's hydrated lime. It works really fast, not practical
No.
for a lawn, but practical for a garden.
Oh, okay.
Okay? It's practical for a garden. My choice, is going to be there's like, for instance, there's these fast-acting limes that are out now,
Sure.
and that they're fairly, as I get older, everything seems like it just happened.
That's right.
That it's pretty new on the market, where one bag will equal 5 bags of the other lime.
Wow.
It works a lot faster, and that it's a calcium product, so it improves the soil structure. It improves the water. everything about the soil itself. It improves the soil, like you and I always talk about. It's the soil. It's feed the soil, improve the soil.
Sure.
And that would be one of the fast-acting lime. Like Bonite has a great one, which is called Turbo Turf. And it's 30 pounds, will treat 5,000 square foot.
Wow.
Okay.
Quite a bit.
And that will only hold it at its present pH. And that's the thing with lime.
Oh.
If you have to adjust your pH, like for instance, you get a soil test,
Right.
and it comes back where your soil is at 5 or 5.5 or even 6, you have to raise that
it.
pH
Right.
1 point.
Oh, okay.
In order to raise that pH by 1 point, you got to put twice the amount of lime down.
Wow.
Okay?
That's
So, but don't cheapen out. Don't weenie out by not using it because,
Okay.
I could get by. No. You need to do what you need to do. And putting down the right amount of lime is essential
okay.
for getting your pH to
So
to
these
the
quick.
point where
So
you
what
need
you're
it.
saying? These quick,
The quick limes.
quick limes.
Yeah.
You got to put more on. Is that what you're saying?
Depends. Like the other one, you have to do the same thing with dolomitic limestone. Same
Okay.
thing.
Right.
Where again, but you're not going to see the benefit of dolomitic limestone until next year.
Yeah.
Where the turbo lime or the fast acting lime,
Right.
you will get results this year.
Oh.
Okay, not immediate, but
Right.
but it still is much faster.
Much faster. Okay.
And hydrated lime for a garden, that'll work even faster
Even
than
faster?
that.
Okay.
But it's not practical, and I do not recommend it for the lawn.
Okay.
All right,
Right. Right.
because
That's good to know.
for one, think about this. It is actually an irritant.
Oh.
So you need to wear gloves, and you've heard of lye, right?
Yes.
Lye can burn.
Oh yeah.
Lye, lime.
Lime.
Get
same
it?
thing.
Get it?
Yeah.
Hydrated lime? Okay. So when you're putting and using hydrated lime, it's best to wear gloves and think about safety goggles maybe, but it will raise the pH. Like for instance, again, hydrated lime for the garden,
Right.
like in a 70 square foot area, okay, 3.5 pounds will raise your pH 1 point.
Wow.
All right? Half of that. So if you use half of that or use twice as much of the same amount, it'll basically keep it at the same pH.
Right.
But most of the time, you'll be astonished that your pH will be off a little bit.
Oh.
Especially anybody who's had a lawn that they just can't seem to get green.
Right.
And why you want a pH? pH, this is it. Okay, this is what it's all about. Right. That pH will release the fertilizer to your plants, whether it's your vegetables or whether it's your grass plants. Because remember, a lawn is not like one plant. It's a
No.
gazillion little blades of little
blades
tiny
all
glass.
over. Yeah.
And that if they can't get the fertilizer, they're going to stay yellow. They're always going to be chlorotic. They're always going to be struggling. So that pH has to be right. And then that opens the door and lets the fertilizer come in and the lawn gets green. It's like, holy smokes, what an amazing thing.
Yeah. Right.
Do pH first.
And this step is like usually not known, is it?
No, it's known. It's absolutely known.
Oh, it is known.
But what's happened, like we have one other thing, is that Magical by Jonathan Green, that is the one to use. Okay?
Yep.
Len Schroeder from Bloomers recommends Magical.
There you go.
Magical does several things. It will raise your pH, absolutely, but it also will help with calcium. You ever have blossom end rot in tomatoes?
Oh, yes.
Solves blossom end rot in tomatoes.
That's
So
what
you
it
get
is.
a double duty.
Okay.
All right. A little more expensive, and that when you raise the soil's pH, you've got to put it down a little differently. Like for instance, to raise it, like say you've got a 6, your test comes back and you got a 6. Okay,
Right.
You can apply it once a year, but if you've got something that's around a 5,
Oh, no.
you've got to go and put down Magical every other month.
Wow.
Every other month until you get that test up to 7.
Wow. So you got to do a little extra.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, you
Okay.
do. You do.
How about that?
Get your soil tested.
Yes.
Call your local garden center. And one thing,
Crucial.
we get these tests all the time. Your local agricultural agent for the county agricultural agent, they do great work. They're
Right.
great folks. But when you go and you send, like in New Jersey, it gets sent off to Rutgers, and you get this mega report back, and you're saying, "Oh my gosh, it says that I need molybdenum."
Oh man,
it panics you and gets you into something where you cannot control that to that micro level. It's kind of like having good information to know,
right?
But you really don't need to.
Don't need it.
You don't need it. I don't think you need it.
Overkill.
A little bit. But it's good information to know. But if your pH is right, you don't need to know.
That's right. That's why they got to come to us.
Yeah, well, that's it. But pH is what it's all about.
That's right.
The nutrient level in your yard is not necessarily what you need to know. Yeah. You need to know what your pH is, because nothing else will work unless your pH is correct.
Wow. Critical, huh, Len?
That's it.
Ooh.
That's it. Enough said.
Yeah.
All right. Next segment coming up. Now that you know your pH, we're going to talk about some other things that you need to do, like crabgrass control. We'll be right back after this. Did crabgrass and other grassy weeds take over your lawn last year? Prevent crabgrass and other grassy weeds from ruining your lawn by applying Bonide's DuraTurf Crabgrass Preventer today. Just apply Bonide's Crabgrass Preventer, available with or without fertilizer, and that will stop the crabgrass and grassy weeds from growing in your lawn for up to 5 months. Do you want your lawn dark green and healthy looking all season long? You need to use Bonide's DuraTurf 4-phase lawn program throughout the year. Our 4-phase program rids your lawn of over 200 broadleaf and grassy weeds, including crabgrass, nutsedge, and dandelions. This program will also take care of surface insects, such as fleas and ticks, while slowly feeding your lawn throughout the year. Bonide offers up to a $35 gift certificate to the store where the Bonide 4-phase lawn program was purchased. You can also buy the 4-phase individually as you need them throughout the year. Bonide products are family made in America. Find a DuraTurf lawn program at these fine stores. Bucks Country Gardens, Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Lehigh Valley Home and Garden, Allentown, Pennsylvania. Linvilla Orchards, Media, Pennsylvania. Tired of growing the same old herbs? Do you want to expand your knowledge of herb gardening? Come to Herb Your Enthusiasm Saturday, April 6th at Bloomer's Home and Garden Center in Washington Township, Sewell, New Jersey. We'll discuss herbs for cooking, but we'll also expand into herbs for essential oils and herbs for homeopathic medicinal purposes. Bloomers will even demonstrate how to muddle and activate herbs into releasing their aromatic awesomeness to create the best cocktails ever. During Herb Your Enthusiasm, you will plant a container herb garden, and all the starter materials are included with a $45 registration fee. It's going to be a fun night out for couples and friends that you won't forget. Call Bloomers today and register for Herb Your Enthusiasm at 856-589-0200. That's 856-589-0200. If you're looking for more information, just go to www.bloomers.com. So much fun is waiting for you at Bloomer's Home and Garden Center, just 20 short minutes from Philadelphia, and we'll see you in the herb garden. Boom. Hey! Well, all right. You know your pH, right, Julio?
That's right.
And now next step, it is time to determine what you're going to do about crabgrass control. All crabgrass is dead, by the way. And what it does is when it drops its seed in the fall, it dies, and so that seed is waiting in the ground to sprout new seeds. Now, okay, I guess I'm not sure exactly what the actual law is called, but one crabgrass seed, when it drops its seed, all of a sudden there's many more crabgrass seeds that are there in crabgrass plants. Ooh. So you have to prevent crabgrass. You have to prevent it. Now, there's only one time you get an efficient way of preventing crabgrass, and that's by applying a crabgrass control, and that time is now,
right.
Kind of.
You threw a curve at us, huh, Len?
All right. There are three things, actually.
Right.
First of all, crabgrass controls that are in any of the Scott's products. For instance, there's the Step 1 crabgrass control. Right. That one, and again, the numbers on the bags, when it says Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, Step 4 in the Scott's products, they are the best products Scott's makes.
That's right.
Regular turf builder that you can buy at box stores and everything, that it's good, but it's not the best. The best ones you're going to find at your independent garden center.
That's right. We carry that right now?
Yeah, absolutely. They're considered those pro products.
That's right.
And that's what you want to use. Longer fertilizer duration, But the pendimethalin that's used as a crabgrass control has to be put down before crabgrass germinates.
All right.
Now, we got a pleasant surprise. It's been in the 60s this week.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Oh,
my gosh.
yesterday? Oh,
it was a gorgeous week so far.
It was.
That you need to get the crabgrass down because it starts germinating. And if it's germinated, both the Scott's product and my new favorite, Bonide product.
Yes.
Tell you what, man.
Oh.
Within that Bonide product, that's podiamine, which is also called Barricade.
Right.
Which, again, we talk geeks at the store, and
That's right.
Barricade is what we mix with Roundup to prevent weeds all over the nursery.
Wonderful.
So Barricade is in the crabgrass control. It's safe for your lawn and your grass, and it needs to be put down now.
Right now.
Now.
Wow.
Pretty soon that crabgrass is going to start to germinate. But
Right.
another company we like very, very much, Jonathan Green.
Yep.
Jonathan Green has in their crabgrass control something called Dimension.
Yep.
It gives you a little bit of a break. It gives you a breather. It will prevent crabgrass, but it also will control crabgrass, killing it up to its third leaf stage. So after it's germinating. Only one that does that.
How about that?
Okay, only one that does that. So it's a little bit of, they're all timing issues. You have to get the Scott's and the Bonide product down before they germinate, and the most efficient way to control crabgrass with the Jonathan Green product is to wait a little bit, and you have some time, and put it down when it's going to, when the crabgrass is germinating, so you get a longer residual. Because, like, for instance, the podiamine that's in the Bonide product, which, again, it's called Barricade, that lasts for 5 months.
Wow.
Okay? The Scott's product, probably about 3 months. Now, the other Dimension product may not be so long. Okay. We often talk about putting a second application of crabgrass control in late May.
Yep.
I still recommend that.
So let me ask you something about that. Do you, if you put it down step one, would you put it again like another month, another bag? Is that what you're saying?
I put it in, but not a month. I would probably do about 6 weeks apart.
Oh, okay. You can go that short.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's good to know.
And then the only other thing, the other curveball. So you have one. One has to go down, or two products have to go down before before the season really gets started. One a little bit like mid-March, like, let's call it, I don't know, end of March.
Okay.
You have still control. So the Scott's product, the Bonide product, early, right away.
And you have
you're good.
Shorter time.
Next time you got to put the next product that, if you're going to choose to use the Jonathan Green product, it can be put down later. So you could probably get away with into April.
Okay.
And it would still control things. So your timing doesn't have to be as precise. So, because once you put down the Scott's product, if it's too late, it's not working.
Oh, wow.
It's done.
So, but you do have an option with Jonathan Green.
Right.
That's great.
Right.
Good.
But, and now here's another curveball.
Go ahead.
There is a product that both Jonathan Green and Scott's has that you can put down when you're seeding. So if you have to do seeding,
okay. Wow.
There's a step one for seeding. There's a crabgrass control when seeding, but that does not have a long residual. That does not last very long, and that after your grass is up and growing and you've cut it a couple of times, you can go ahead and put something, you can put something else down, like that last late May application or June 1st application of crabgrass control. You can do it. Oh. But again, bluegrass takes 31 days to germinate, so don't wait too long.
Yeah.
So again, get out there, get your crabgrass control taken care of, decide what you're going to do, consult with your local garden centers. They will advise you what you need. Julio and I a couple of weeks ago talked about step programs. They're a good start, but they are not the only thing that you need for your lawn. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
Yep.
So again, step programs are good.
Yep.
But it's time for crabgrass, no matter if you do a step program or not. So, all right. So, next segment coming up. Oh, there's work to do in the landscape.
There is.
We're going to talk about it right after this. Fertilome Succulent Potting Mix with EcoPeat is the perfect ready-to-use potting mix for all your succulents. Fertilome Succulent Potting Mix is a blend of sphagnum peat moss, perlite, and EcoPeat. EcoPeat is a natural wood fiber from peat bogs. When added to Fertilome peat moss, it produces a superior professional substrate with an exceptional ratio of air porosity and water holding capacity. Fertilome succulent potting mix will ensure maximum drainage with ideal water retention. It's simply the best succulent mix on the market. Ask for Fertilome by name at your local garden center. Available at Daniel's Garden Center, Sumneytown Pike, Harleysville, Pennsylvania. Gasper's Home and Garden, 316 Tanyard Road, Richboro, PA. Spring has sprung and it's time to visit Bloomer's Home and Garden Center. Bring us a soil sample and we'll test your soil's pH free. Heck, bring us a water sample from your pond too and we'll test that for ammonia and other critical levels. Did you know that Bloomer's has a pond department? We have all of the water treatments, fish, and plants to keep your pond looking glorious year-round. Are you looking for that 4-step lawn program? Bloomers carries Scott's, Jonathan Green, Bonide, and Espoma's Organic Step program. Need to seed? Bloomers has its own blend of seed called Township Turf. It's just the right balance of rye, fescue, and bluegrass to give you a spectacular lawn. It's also perfect for repairing bare spots and matches extraordinarily well to sodded lawns. Don't forget the garden. Bloomers carries bumper crop soil amendment and all the fertilizers a garden could need, both organic and inorganic. The best vegetables start as seedlings from Bloomers. Come visit those who know the friendly folks at Bloomers Home and Garden Center. Bloomers is located in Washington Township in Gloucester County, New Jersey, just 20 minutes from Philadelphia. For directions and information, visit www.bloomers.com. That's www.bloomers.com. And we'll see you in the garden. Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call us on the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. And if we use your question on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. 1880, and we'll see you in the garden.
Well, Len, after the winter, your landscape beds may look a little tired, huh?
Yeah.
But don't mulch yet. Don't mulch yet.
All right. What should I wait for? I don't want to. I just don't have the time.
Oh, I know.
But you know what? That's what happens. Is all of a sudden you get behind and you just throw down mulch, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
The weeds come up through it.
Yeah.
What should we use?
It's a constant battle, but we have Preen,
right,
which is a great product to put down right before you get going out. You do it now when you're ready to go. We're ready to go right now.
Yep. So before you put down any mulch, put down some Preen. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's Treflan. Treflan, it's been around for a long time, and it's a weed preventer, okay? And it's not going to hurt your plants if you get any, on your plants or on your small perennials are coming up. Just wash it off, and that it'll prevent those weeds for coming up, and it works for a long time.
How long does it work?
I'm sorry?
How long does it work for?
About 2 to 3 months.
Wow, that's great.
2 to 3 months.
Can't beat that.
You maybe put another application, maybe one more application on top of the mulch in 3 months.
3 months later?
Yep. Because not all weeds germinate at the same time. They germinate by temperature mostly.
Right.
But this year, man, there are weeds everywhere.
Oh, wow.
It would never really got that cold, so there's some weeds that normally die off, and they drop their seed that they're still alive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean,
they're out there, huh?
It's out there. So, here's some things that you need to before you put down your mulch, before you put down your Preen, you need to get in there and you need to feed your plants. Right. Granular food, not a liquid fertilizer, nothing like Miracle Grow or Jack's Classic. No. That's our favorite, by the way. Our Jack's is our. Jack's is our. We'll talk about Jack's. Well, in a way. Remember Peters? They are the one.
They're the ones.
Yeah, Jack Peters. Anyway, so you're going to want to put down granular applications of fertilizer. Hollytone for evergreens and acid-loving plants, and even Japanese maples. Perennials, you're going to do plant tone and tree tone for tree tone. There's a tone for every plant that you've got, and they're all organic. They work great. They release slow
release.
and it's the perfect time to do it.
Yep.
But
now.
all right, so but what do I do? I've got plants. They're still have like spent branches where the say daylilies. Like daylilies are starting to come up, but
mine are starting to bud up.
Yeah, but did you cut back anything yet?
Not yet. I'm going to pull them
It's
after
time.
this week. Yep.
It's
I'm
time.
ready. Yep, I'm ready.
It's time. You know, it's one of the things you can do first. It's like all your ornamental grasses. Cut off those tops now, clean them off, and you want to make sure because you might be growing. You know, you never know where that growth point is. So cut them back in stages.
A little low.
I can't tell you how low. It depends on your plant. So, that's like telling me how often should I water. You need to water when it needs it, and then you develop a pattern.
Right.
So just like your grasses, go through, cut it back down, but you don't want to go where it's starting to push green out because it'll push green out in the middle of the plant.
Right.
Things like hostas, clean up some of those leaves and cut back where those flower stalks were.
Yeah.
Clean all those up. And again, branches that are on the ground and check for any like rubbing branches on roses and clean those up too.
Yeah.
So it's time to get the bed cleaned up before you do mulch.
Right.
Before you do mulch.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah. It's important to make it look nice.
Right.
Don't just throw mulch down and think that you're done because it's important to make the bed. I'd rather see you get the bed cleaned up and put down preen after the beds before you do mulch.
Do anything.
The preen will stop the weeds from coming up, but it will not prevent the weeds, or let's say they will not kill the weeds that are there.
They're already. So you got to pull them out, right?
You do.
Okay.
You got to pull
there you
those.
go, guys.
You got to pull those weeds out. You know, and there's some plants that you got to decide whether you need to cut them back. They're plants like lavender, for instance. Lavender, they're still kind of, they're almost like a woody plant in a way. That
what would you call them? Like?
That again, it's
they're
one
not
of
perennials,
those.
Really?
They're sold as perennials.
Oh, okay.
They like, for instance, Russian sage, where they're still alive in their stems, where they're not truly herbaceous, where they go all the way back down and go totally dormant.
Right, they don't.
So, but cleaning those up with a little bit of pruning, just to shape them up to see how they've done over the winter, and considering how mild our winter was, they should be all right. They should be all right. Checking your vines and see that they most likely do not need to be cut back. You know, if you just leave them, clean up the leaves.
A little bit.
And another important thing about cleaning up leaves,
what's that?
It's not just for the fact that it's going to look better.
Yeah.
There are diseases that you may have had last year that those spores are still in those leaves.
Oh, wow.
And it's just really, so it's for the plant's health.
Oh.
You clean up those leaves and you get rid of those. And then that way you're kind of starting off fresh rather than having those spores still around that maybe killed off something.
How about that?
So again,
rake and
clean it up, get it looking good, pull all those weeds, put down your preen, put down your mulch.
There you go.
There you go. All right, that was easy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the one thing about the crabgrass control that we spoke about earlier and the preen, you want to water it in because what you're doing is you're activating a barrier in the soil that prevents the weeds from being able to penetrate through.
That's right.
Whether it's crabgrass, whether it's preen, that's how they work.
Yeah.
They create a vapor barrier in the soil, and when that weed seed begins to sprout, it hits that and it kills it off.
There you go. Yep.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
Yep.
So,
Beautiful.
everybody get out there.
Yeah, get out there.
It's time.
Yeah,
it's time. We've been waiting for this all winter.
Oh, yes. Wonderful.
All right. Right after this, we're going to be talking about camellias. Gosh, they're gorgeous. Just came in. We'll be right back after this.
Do you want a picture-perfect lawn this year? It all starts with using the best grass seed available. Bonide makes that happen with DuraTurf grass seed. Bonide is using the best varieties of grass seed available today for their DuraTurf grass seed blends. When you start using Bonide's high traffic and heat and drought grass seed blend, you will have a deep rooting lawn that requires less water. Therefore, it will save you money in water bills and will also resist the harsh summer heat and sun. Bonide's DuraTurf grass seed mixes are disease and insect resistant and will grow in poor soil. You get all these benefits along with having a natural, durable, dark green lawn. When planting grass seed, always use Bonide's lawn seed starter fertilizer to get your grass off to a healthy start to ensure that picture-perfect lawn. Bonide products are family-made in America. Bonide's DuraTurf grass seed products are available at these fine stores.
Feeney's, Feasterville, PA. Dublin Agway, Dublin, PA. Magnolia Gardens, Magnolia, New Jersey. Tired of growing the same old herbs? Do you want to expand your knowledge of herb gardening? Come to Herb Your Enthusiasm Saturday, April 6th at Bloomer's Home and Garden Center in Washington Township, Sewell, New Jersey. We'll discuss herbs for cooking, but we'll also expand into herbs for essential oils and herbs for homeopathic medicinal purposes. Bloomers will even demonstrate how to muddle and activate herbs into releasing their aromatic awesomeness to create the best cocktails ever. During Herb Your Enthusiasm, you will plant a container herb garden, and all the starter materials are included with a $45 registration fee. It's going to be a fun night out for couples and friends that you won't forget. Call Bloomers today and register for Herb Your Enthusiasm at 856-589-0200. That's 856-589-0200. If you're looking for more information, just go to www.bloomers.com. So much fun is waiting for you at Bloomer's Home and Garden Center, just 20 short minutes from Philadelphia, and we'll see you in the herb garden. Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call us on the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. And if we use your question on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. And we'll see you in the garden. Welcome back to Bloomers in the Garden. All winter, I have chronicled on our Facebook page, and please, everybody, go on to Bloomers' Facebook page. Right. You'll find it. Do a search, Bloomers Home and Garden. Yeah. You'll find us. But I've chronicled the fact that my camellia had been blooming all winter long.
Wow.
So you saw it. I showed you the picture. Yeah, it was in February, January, and in December. It was incredible.
Incredible.
And we've talked about it here on the show.
Yes, we did.
We just got our camellias in, and it is now the time to plant those camellias.
My goodness. Yeah. You know, I went into the nursery land, and I saw those flowers. I couldn't. Middle of March. It's like wonderful. Oh.
Yeah. You know, and look, you're planting them now.
Yeah.
But the benefit you'll get coming next winter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah. You know, how do you know, Julio, what variety to pick out?
Right. Now, they got to be cold hardy. So.
And make sure you're asking that question. Are these cold hardy?
Yes, are these cold hardy? And we had them at Bloomers. They're Japonicas. Mm-hmm. Okay. Japonicas are Japanese. Okay. That's what they. That's what it means.
Part of the botanical name.
Right. Botanical name. And we there's plenty of them. There's plenty of varieties, and there's plenty of the ones we have.
They're all hardy.
Oh, they're all hardy. Yes.
They're all hardy. Now, that's not to say.
Right.
Now, we're southern New Jersey.
Right.
Okay, southern New Jersey, zone 7. So some of our listening area that are up near Allentown, I'm sorry.
Higher.
You're going to have to either put them in a really protected area.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly all Philadelphia, parts of the main line, Delaware, you know, most of southern New Jersey, you know, from Trenton up or south rather, can grow camellias.
Wow.
But it's always best to put them in somewhat of a protected area that's protected from wind.
Right.
You don't
just
want to
like yours.
Yeah. Mine are protected in that. Actually, it's in the driveway or the cars park, and I have actually my trash cans are there. But I don't look at the trash. But it's an area where it's not subject to the wind.
That's right. You get blue spruce there, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But again, it is fantastic. It's about 3 foot big full hedge. It looks like a rhododendron azalea cross kind of because it's got a beautiful glossy. Nice plant.
Yeah.
Nice
Would you say they're underused, Len?
They absolutely are.
Yeah. I think so too, huh?
Yep. My variety is Yuletide.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have that one.
Yep. Not Roll Tide.
Yuletide.
Yuletide like Christmas.
That's right.
What are some of the other varieties we've gotten in, Julio?
Pearl Maxwell. Okay. They come out in mid-late winter. Okay. We also have Spring's Promise, April Tryst.
April Tryst is beautiful.
Oh, yeah. That's gorgeous. Yeah. Snow Chan. I love that. It's a white one. I heard it's from 1957.
Yeah, and it's that double. It's a double one, right?
Yeah, it's a double, yeah.
Because there are single and double varieties.
Oh, yeah. Some of them look like roses, huh, Len?
They do.
It's unbelievable.
They do.
They're gorgeous.
Gosh, beautiful.
Peony. They even look like peony.
They do.
Sometimes.
They have that peonies look.
Yeah.
Now, there's another one, but I think we have Yuletide, right?
We have Yuletide, yes.
Right.
The red one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and again, like a rose, how there are single roses that show the anthers, that show those pollen. And then there are like a standard rose, like a florist rose. Camellias are like the same way. Same way. They have those single flowers. And that's the one that I have at home.
Yeah.
But just, again, they are an underused plant.
Yeah.
They
big
give
flower.
you joy because when you see that thing blooming and it's, just been 25 degrees with wind like crazy. And then you see, it's like, what the heck? It's February and I've got blooms on my plant.
I know. It's unbelievable.
It
just cheers you up, huh, Len?
It does. It does. Yeah. What else do you know about camellias that our listeners want to know?
Well, the actual they're really shiny, and the leaves are really shiny and waxy looking,
and the buds are giant.
Oh, the buds!
They look like jawbreakers.
They look like rhododendron.
Yeah,
they're so big.
Yeah, they're round. They're almost like perfectly round. The buds on them, but they swell to be enormous.
Swell, yeah. You should see all the buds now, huh?
That's right. That's right.
My goodness.
Go to your garden center this weekend. Check out to see if they have any hardy camellias.
That's right. If not, you come to Bloomers.
Yeah, there you go. We've got them. But again, check to see if they've got hardy ones, because there are the tropical ones. You got to be careful, and you don't want to be planting them. And again, the guys, anybody out there that's in that northern range, just be real careful.
Right.
Give them protection. I think no matter where you plant them, they should be protected from any winter winds. But you'll be rewarded.
Oh, yeah.
Cloners back by a deck where it's protected or something that way. Right. Camellias, everybody should plant one.
Oh, yeah.
More than one. Plant two. I've got three, and it's turned into a small hedge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, you got to love it.
Go to Bloomer's Facebook page and check out some of the pictures.
Camellias.
You'll see the camellias, and they look awesome.
Awesome, yeah.
Yep. All right. We're going to be back. We have special guests.
Ooh.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we
Last
do.
week, Dr. Armitage has answered one of our customers' questions. Stay tuned. We'll explain right after this. The Bird Sanctuary at Bloomer's Home and Garden Center is dedicated to the care and feeding of wild birds. We carry a flock of feeders like the Brome Squirrel-Proof Feeder, which has a lifetime guarantee. Brome makes fantastic feeders for frustrating squirrels and feeding songbirds. Bloomer's Bird Sanctuary has a vast selection of wild bird seed, suet, seed cakes, and mealworms. We carry Lyric, Coles, C&S, Pine Tree Farms, and our own line called Bloomer's Blend. Bloomer's Blend Songbird Magnet contains premium black oil sunflower, peanut splits, millet, safflower, and tree nuts. It's sure to attract the most colorful songbirds to your yard. Bloomer's Home and Garden Center is located in Washington Township in Gloucester County, New Jersey. Visit us online at www.bloomers.com. When you come in, ask for Shirley Spurbeck, Bloomer's Wild Bird Specialist. Mention you heard it on Bloomers in the Garden Radio, and we'll give you $10 off a 20-pound bag of Bloomer's Blend Songbird Magnet Mix. Spring has sprung, and it's time to visit Bloomer's Home and Garden Center. Bring us a soil sample, and we'll test your soil's pH free. Heck, bring us a water sample from your pond, too, and we'll test that for ammonia and other critical levels. Did you know that Bloomers has a pond department? We have all of the water treatments, fish, and plants to keep your pond looking glorious year-round. Are you looking for that 4-step lawn program? Bloomers carries Scott's, Jonathan Green, Bonide, and Espoma's Organic Step program. Need to seed? Bloomers has its own blend of seed called Township Turf. It's just the right balance of rye, fescue, and bluegrass to give you a spectacular lawn. It's also perfect for repairing bare spots and matches extraordinarily well to sodded lawns. Don't forget the garden. Bloomers carries bumper crop soil amendment and all the fertilizers a garden could need, both organic and inorganic. The best vegetables start as seedlings from Bloomers. Come visit those who know, the friendly folks at Bloomers Home and Garden Center. Bloomers is located in Washington Township in Gloucester County, New Jersey, just 20 minutes from Philadelphia. For directions and information, visit www.bloomers.com. That's www.bloomers.com. And we'll see you in the garden. Hi, this is Len Schroeder from Bloomers in the Garden. Do you have a landscape, garden, or plant question? If so, call us on the Bloomers in the Garden hotline. Dial 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. Don't be shy. We want to hear from you. And if we use your question on the air, we'll send you a free Bloomers t-shirt. Call us at 609-685-1880. That's 609-685-1880. And we'll see you in the garden.
We're back, and we have a listener, Chris, called on a hotline.
Thank you, Chris.
It's a great question.
Hi, my name is Chris. I have a problem with a specific flower bed. I've had on the flower bed is a pin oak tree, hosta plants, and nettle that have formed a circle around the berm. I planted New Guinea impatiens in the middle, but they do not bloom after the first bloom. And I was told that I needed annual flowers that are completely in a shaded area. So I'm wondering what kind there are. I'm looking for something as beautiful as those vibrant New Guinea impatiens were. The area is about a 3 to 4 foot square area. If you could get back to me, I would appreciate some annual flowers.
Chris, I just heard your dilemma with New Guinea impatiens. Unfortunately, New Guinea impatiens are quite different than others in that they require a bit more sun to flower well. They tolerate shade and they'll grow just fine, but they don't flower particularly well, particularly in the shade of a pin oak or whatever you have there. What I'd recommend is some really spectacular begonias, and there's many forms of begonias that you can find at your local garden center. They flower in the shade. They're almost bulletproof. So, take a look at those. There's the wax begonias and there's other Rex type begonias that I think would look nice. Lastly, if your area has never had any problems with bedding impatiens, they have had some disease issues lately.
Wow, thank you, Dr. Armitage. Chris, you're lucky. Dr. Armitage did that for us. Again, he is the world-class plantsman, and he is absolutely right. The problem a lot of people do is they plant their plants and the trees are coming out and they're not fully leafed out yet. And some of those sun varieties do good for a while and flower, and then all of a sudden when there's a tree in full leaf, that shade stops them from fully flowering, and then they basically become leaves. So begonias, Julio, there are so many begonias out now that it's not your mother's wax begonias the way that it used to be in bedding plants.
No, there's so many varieties. It's unbelievable.
There is a variety called Big.
Yeah.
I'm totally serious. That is the name of the variety. It is a hybrid, and it is called Big, and it is a series because the flowers are enormous.
Oh, boy.
Nice, shiny leaves, and it is both in that bronze leaf as well as green leaf. The green leaves are amazing.
Wow.
And it's going to be in reds, whites, and pinks.
Wow.
But they would be great.
Oh, wow.
Chris,
Chris.
I would recommend trying those because they'll be fantastic.
Yeah, we'll have them, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
A little early. May 15th, frost-free date. That's everybody, warning. Yeah, but again, the variety Big, fantastic. Also another one, all of there's not angel wing begonias, but they're dragon's wing begonia.
Yes. Oh.
A little bit of a different leaf, a little bit of a serrated leaf.
Serrated.
Very pretty, very nice. Also another stunning plant. Wow. A stunning plant. And they also now there's a new one out last couple of years called, it's Baby Dragon.
Baby Dragon? Wow.
And it's a little smaller leaf, but these flowers that Dr. A was talking about, they're just so much larger, so much bigger, and it just fills out. Because when you do regular begonias, sometimes, you got to look to the plant to find the flower, and
Too
it's
small?
Yeah, they're
Is that
small. But these are
big.
completely different.
Oh.
Stunning. Going to be a little taller. Little taller.
About a foot, maybe?
A little taller than
taller?
that. 18 inches, maybe.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Will fill that area and just be stunning.
There you go.
Now, he brought up something that we do have a problem with, and that's downy mildew on impatiens. Now, I guess probably 5 years ago, downy mildew has gotten into this area where it kills off impatiens. But let me say, what happens is that is in the ground, and at the moment, there's a couple of sprays that you can use, but it requires a repeat application on a regular basis that, quite honestly, most people are not willing to do. In pots, regular impatiens do well, but in the ground, they'll do great until end of July or August. And then all of a sudden, they peter out and they start dying. And that's what downy mildew has done. So you'll get an early good, that big bang of impatiens that will be stunning for a while, but then that downy mildew will start killing them off.
Tough.
So if you're good with that and you're willing to wait and you'll know that August they're going to be gone, plant them, because I've had most customers, because there was a time where we were, almost the impatient sales almost died out because they just were it got so much word out that it was such a bad thing that people will stop planting.
Wow.
But they've come back.
Good.
Because they've said basically it is incredible on how good they look. Right. And they look so good that I don't mind that they die out in August.
That's good. That's good to hear that. Yeah.
It's important that, again, you want that you want that big show, and by the time you get to August, you're maybe getting tired of it.
Yeah.
Maybe put mums in or something like that, or pansies.
Pansies, yeah.
Pansies,
there you go.
because then they'll be flowering again in March next year.
Yeah.
But that's up to you.
That's right.
Again, it's downy mildew is the issue. New Guinea impatiens are being used because they do not get it, but they cannot tolerate that shade. You won't get the flowers. Yeah. So go with the begonias. Give it a shot. Yep. Try with those begonias. They're about the same price as the New Guinea impatient, and I would try Big. The variety called Big. Yeah. Look for those varieties and ask for them by name. Do you have Big? Yeah. And make sure they understand you want the variety Big, not just large plants.
That's right.
You want the variety called Big begonias.
Yeah. Good. Beautiful.
Yep. Easy
yeah,
peasy.
Easy.
All right. Well, coming up, we've got to review our show. Gosh, next week we got a busy show too. All right, so we'll be right back after this.
Yes, sir. Bloomers in the Garden is brought to you each week by Bloomers Home and Garden Center. Bloomers is an award-winning garden center just 20 minutes from Philadelphia. Bloomers has been providing expert advice turning brown thumbs green for over 30 years. At Bloomers, we want you to ask us every question, even if you think it's silly. We share information in a friendly, non-judgmental way that is meant to teach and spread the joy of gardening. Visit Bloomers Home and Garden Center in Washington Township, Gloucester County. For directions, go to bloomers.com, and we'll see you in the garden.
See me and Julio down by the schoolyard.
Well, we are back.
See me and Julio down by
And
the
what did we learn today, Julio?
Oh my gosh, how important is the pH?
pH.
Yes, you can't go putting anything in until you get that pH right.
pH, right? pH is the lock.
Yes.
pH is the lock, and using lime and getting it to a 7 is the key to releasing all the fertilizer to your plants.
Without that,
well,
you can't
without that, you think that you have a disease problem, or you think that you have something else that's going on in the lawn that you don't really realize that it's just as simple as having the pH right. And all of a sudden your lawn gets that rich, dark, golf course green. That is the most important thing. Right. Most important thing.
Right. And you said it. It's the key.
Yep.
And you open up that door, you're in.
Yep. And
right.
then the plants are happy and healthy and
beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, and then when you're out there this weekend or whenever you're going to work in that yard, just clean up a little bit before you put in mulch. It's not all about the mulch. Really, the mulch is the final step, but it's getting those plants cut back a little bit. Go and check each one. Get them so that you have those leaves picked up so you're not spreading disease to next year. You don't want to do that.
No.
Right? And get preen down.
Get preen down, yeah.
Yeah. What about crabgrass control?
Oh, my goodness. How important is that?
Well,
you got to get it now.
You tell me.
You got to get it down now, right? Is the time.
Right.
Because you have to prevent that from happening early.
That's right.
If not, you're going to have them all over.
That's right. And that's the problem. A lot of people, when they think that they have issues with their lawn, like especially in the fall, what it is, it's dying crabgrass that has enveloped the entire area.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It is terrible. It is terrible. But
too late.
what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You need to get it down. You just need to go do it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Get it going now.
Now, what crabgrass control are you going to use?
I got zoysia, so I don't have
my gosh. Get him out of here.
I don't have anything in there right now.
All of you that have zoysia, I apologize for our industry for telling you to get it.
don't.
Some of you love it. I know. Some of you love it.
Yeah.
But gosh, it just looks like it's bleach on, and it's a
brown.
southern grass. It doesn't belong. It doesn't belong
Terrible.
here. Doesn't belong here.
Oh.
Get it out of here.
Out of here.
I'm sorry, Julio.
No problem.
Well, it'll green up sometime in
I hope so.
August.
Summertime. Yeah, that's right.
But again, we are a cool season area, so you want cool season grasses like fescue. You want bluegrass, a little bit of bluegrass. Yeah, that's what you want. That's what you want. All right.
Wow.
That's it for this episode of Bloomers in the Garden. Next week, look out. We're going to talk about the vegetable garden.
Perennials, too.
Yeah,
right?
perennials and soil additives.
Oh, yes.
Join us next week here in the garden.
So we'll see you in the garden.
Bloomers in the Garden is an hour-long gardening radio program that airs to over 6 million residents throughout the Delaware Valley. From Allentown to Wilmington, from the Main Line to the Jersey Shore, Bloomers in the Garden can be heard twice each Saturday morning, first at 8 a.m. on 860 WWDB and again at 9 on 610 a.m. ESPN Radio. Each episode of Bloomers in the Garden will be broadcast on Bloomers' Facebook page and available as a podcast on bloomersinthegarden.com. Bloomers in the Garden is adding sponsors. Share your message to our large, diverse group of listeners. Commercials and segment sponsorships are available at incredibly affordable prices. Let Bloomers in the Garden get your message out to one of the largest and most diverse populations in the country. If you're interested in joining us in the garden, please visit bloomersinthegarden.com or email len@bloomers.com.